When we first pulled up, I thought it was really just nothing. Nothing was there.
Well, I've known the place before, and I just thought, God, what are we going to do with all this sand? There's all this sand. What are we going to do here? I think the basic thing that we learned there was just that you can use your own ideas to create something that is useful and interesting, and it was really fun because of the different interesting aspects of it. You know, I've been up in that area most of my life, and I've never really looked at it that way. It was just always a canyon with all the sand in it and a few trees and stuff on the outside.
I think I started to notice the surroundings more because of that experience.
And instead of just noticing the top things like you normally do when you're just going through, like, say, hunting or something like that, you notice more like the beauty, like the small flowers and the small objects that normally don't come out because you just don't take the time to look around for these certain spaces or forms. You really start to see the rhythm and the shapes. I mean, like the big tall rocks, and then you have your grasses or something like that. It just seemed to all start to fit. Or you're like your little streams coming down between the rocks.
The amazing thing about that is that things out in that particular area, if we were to count and categorize on an individual basis, there was a very complex environment. There were many parts, and yet we came back into town and we filmed various portions of Vernal, the business district and part of the residential area, and they also are very complex, and there's an awful lot of things happening, but nowhere did they even come close to having the harmony and order that nature was able to achieve, and yet the complexity of what man was doing really wasn't as complex as what nature was dealing with.
It was a nice place to be. I noticed a lot more things.
Yeah, like instead of just driving down the street like you normally would and just passing up all the things we have here, you really begin to notice that there is different things here that you wouldn't see other places.
The place became interesting.
Well, I think part of the beauty of some of the things that we dealt with were the materials we used, those parachutes and the poles and the string. When we were inside the parachutes, like in the kitchen, and the wind was blowing, they were kind of bellowing. They were kind of like a living, organic.
It had a feeling there that you were protected and.
Yeah. It was a defined space.
Yeah.
You were secure.
Good.
I think that we came in and we added something to it and made it something that we enjoyed.